All right, so my name is Jimmy Lancaster. I'm the Chief Product Officer at 365 Connect. I've spent the last 13 years as a software engineer, which, I guess that tells you a few things. One, I'm completely out of my normal habitat up here, right? This isn't a dark hole where I can sit behind some screens. Also, it means this is as dressed up as I get. So, but the other thing it tells you, or I guess that you'll infer, is that I'm the guy that most people don't let you talk to at their company. And probably for good reason, because I'd tell you how the integrations actually work. So, yeah. And so 365 Connect has exclusively served the multifamily industry for 20 years. We currently hold 96 technology awards, and our mission is to change the way people interact and transact with their communities. All right, so you've probably seen this guy before, probably knocking on your inbox, and he came around trying to sell you something he calls leasing. Well, I'm here to tell you that we're taking back the term leasing, because he only started calling it that when you stopped responding to marketing. So in our world, leasing is a signed lease with money and somebody that's ready to move in. So keep that in mind as we go forward. Oh, I missed my cue. Anyway, not leasing, right? So next time you see this guy, you can tell him, that's not leasing. All right, so today's challenges. So rents are starting to weaken. Actually, while I was perusing LinkedIn over the weekend, I saw something about how November is the third month in a row with declining rents. On top of that, we're dealing with people problems where we're trying to find, train, and retain people. I call that the triple threat. And then on top of all that, we still have the expectations of our renters, which remain high. So what's the solution to these problems? First, we need to start by eliminate redundant tasks, like copying and pasting leases together. We need to move from centralized to autonomized, and we can do that by utilizing flexible platforms and workflows that are able to intelligently generate leases, and all that can be done without any of your staff. So the last mile in our industry is getting a signed lease. So let me show you how we do that utilizing our automated leasing platform. So first, we like to start by taking people on a shopping spree where they're able to go through, select their unit, any type of rentable features your community has to offer. From there, they can add those things such as like maybe parking, pets, or storage. From there, we show them the summarized detail of everything that they're applying for, which is what you see up on the screen. And then once we do that, we want to know exactly who is moving into your community, and we do that by sending them a link where they're able to capture the front and back of their ID, which then is compared against a biometric screening. So at this point, now that they've been verified, they're able to continue on through the application process. So since we know who they are, we temporarily pull it off the out of inventory so that you don't have people double applying for units. So imagine if somebody came up, applied for your community, only to get to the end of that application and find out somebody just took that from them. How disappointed would they be? I mean, I'd be pretty upset if it was me. I'd probably kick this chair, walk out of here. I'd be pretty upset. So we temporarily reserve it for them. Our application is built kind of like Legos, where you're able to add and remove any type of fields and customize it to your individual communities. So basically what I'm trying to say is this isn't some cheap one-size-fits-all application that you bought down at the big box multifamily software store. This is something, and actually on the screens you can see an example of something that we can include as part of the workflow where people are able to get qualified on their income and they're given appropriate options, and then all that's to help you get somebody that's better qualified and has a higher chance to convert. All right, so now that they've completed that application, they have a signed, dated, time-stamped IP address, We got their location, so we got all that on all parties that have been involved so far. So all of that gets packaged together, payment is initiated, which is seamlessly built into our platform utilizing APIs. And we do that so that we can get an immediate verification of funds. And so once we get that immediate verification of funds, what we do is we kick off the process by shipping them over to the screener, where we do an additional synthetic identity verification. So I think at this point, we might know more about them than their own mother knows about them. So from there, we're able to kind of package this thing together and get it shipped. So just real quick, I want to go ahead and just kind of go through that process again. Remember, we started off this by taking a picture of the front and back of their ID, and we compared that to their biometric data. And we did that to make sure that they're the same person applying that they're applying as, right? And then from there, once we knew the money was good, we shipped them off to Screener, who did this additional synthetic identity verification. So, all right, so now that we have somebody that's been approved, utilizing intelligent automation, we're able to generate that lease. And we did that on the most utilized leasing documents in the industry, Blue Moon. So with a lease and addendum created, along with that lease invoice, we then package it up and send it back to the resident and anybody that's signing the lease. So any residents or future residents, I should say, that have been shipped this package, they receive an access code where they can securely access that lease along with that final invoice that they need to pay. From there, once they execute all that, we're able to package it all together and deliver it to your property electronically. And all that just happened without any human intervention. So congratulations, y'all just got a new resident. And you know what? It probably happened at 2 in the morning while your competition was sleeping, dreaming of getting leases. And so I also want to take a second to mention that everything I just talked about is ADA certified by a third party. And it gets recertified by that third party every 6 months. So as the owner of our company likes to say, even Stevie Wonder could apply and live at your community. So isn't that lovely? And even though 365 Connect has been a leader in digital inclusion over the last 4 years, well, let me take a minute to say that when I say digital inclusion and being ADA certified, I'm not talking about slapping an accessibility widget on your site and thinking you're good. And I mean, I get it. It sounds like a great cheat code, right? Slap 2 lines of code on your site and you're good to go, and all your problems are solved. Unfortunately, I hate to be the ones to tell you this, but they're highly litigated, and they are not 100%. If you don't believe me, we can show you lawsuits because we get brought in as experts for accessibility litigation. And as a matter of fact, we'll be talking to the Louisiana Bar Association on this very topic. So if you want to learn a little bit more about ADA, come see us. We'd like to geek out on that stuff. All right, so even though everything I just showed you has never been done before in our industry, don't think for 1 minute that we're done, because next we're going to create a real leasing bot. So stay tuned.